Today's video is going to be a completely non-chaotic, non-problematic Sims 3 build video. I mean, maybe not. We're doing a build challenge today. Thanks to one of my friends, I've been watching a lot of James Turner again, and on his website he has some wonderful generator tools for different challenges. He has quite a few. I do want to do a starter home one. I need to add some starter homes to the Very Veggie save because I need some more families there. We're running out of kids, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're just going to go full random build challenge. I will be randomizing and I will end up with something like this. Gives you the budget, it gives you the lot size, it tells you what the owners like, dislike, that kind of thing, their jobs, kind of house you have to build. So it's a good just, this is a list of things, tick them off as you go. Now the only thing is this is made for Sims 4, but you can disable all the packs. So that's what I've done, except for similar ones that I know would probably just cross over into Sims 3. So I put cats and dogs on because I have pets. Seasons, I have that. The university, I have the Sims 3 version, and island living and horse ranch because, you know, we have both of those. Look, if I randomize it and we don't have the item, I will simply randomize again, but we should be able to come up with something similar enough that would count, you know? So without further ado, I'm gonna go for a 1, 2, 3 and we will see what we end up with. I'm hoping it's decent enough. 4 floors. Build a luxurious home. 4 floors on a 20 by 15. We need a young adult, a teen, an infant, a toddler for us, and a dog. They love gardening and writing. They're afraid of rugs. Must have their baby Yoda. We don't have a baby Yoda. I'll have to just come up with something else. The budget is only 19,865. Oh boy. Well, that's our challenge. This is gonna be terrible for me. We gotta do it. It's what James told us to do. Alrighty, so I am in my kind of revamped Sunset Valley save. I'm using this for the Veggie Legacy Challenge, which I'm currently playing on the channel. If you want to check that out as well, I will link it in the description. The budget is 19,865. Do we think that includes the price of the lot? 20 by 15 is tiny. Okay, I'm gonna plop a 20 by 15 lot just down here. Okay, it only costs 600, so actually I'm not as mad about that. That's fine. The budget can include the lot price. But let's create a household, shall we? All right, a young adult. I am gonna make them female because I like to make female Sims, and we will probably just, I'm gonna roughly start with the base and just like add 2. I'm not gonna do too many major differences, I don't think. The Harlow family, sure. Charla Harlow is actually a fun name. I might leave it as Charla Harlow. See, she's already real cute as it is. I don't really feel like I need to change all that much. You know, her hair do be looking fabulous, but oh boy, does that have a feather in it? It sure does. Oh, you know, I do really like this hair. This one's really nice. Now, what would a writer wear? I actually kind of like the jeans she's got on. Like the coloring of them and everything is just kind of nice. It's working for me. Oh, this cute jumper. I think it only looks weird in this view. I think it's fine in real life. So maybe I'll give her this cute jumper. Maybe like a kind of gray green. That means I do want to change the jeans though. Go like almost white jeans. Just not quite. Actually gonna make this a much paler jumper than it was. I was gonna go darker, but I think maybe like a yellow jumper could be kind of cute. Actually, maybe this purpley kind of color. I quite like that. We're going pastels instead. Maybe give her some sandals. Although I wonder about some boots for if she's gardening as well, like hopping just in and out. But I do really like the sandals. So I might give her some little sandals. To be honest, the formal and stuff doesn't matter too much, but because she is gonna be active in my town, I'd quite like to know she's wearing something semi-normal. The blue's really nice. That works with the top though, does it not? Maybe not. I'm no stylist. Shoes, that's the fun one. I kind of wanted to just have, again, slip-on type ones I think would be better. I might actually also, I'm going all in and I'm gonna change the hair when it's in the formal to a little nod to gardening. Maybe we'll pop a little flower in her hair. Alrighty, sleepwear. We'll find just something probably fairly general. She's wearing the same skirt to bed. What a mood. The fact you can wear this dress to bed is wild. She can just have a blue dressing gown. I'm gonna be boring on these next few outfits. That is kind of a fun time though. Let's leave her in that. Let's just change the colors of this. Like a little pastel number. Think that's kind of cute. There we go, lovely. Is she wearing heels? What's she wearing? She is. She's wearing heeled boots. And outerwear, I think, again, want it to be somewhat practical for doing garden stuff. Oh, this one. That should almost be her every day. Maybe she gardens and she writes about the gardening. Maybe that's the direction we're going. Right, let's do a 3 to randomize the signs. It doesn't matter too much. I'll do a 3 to randomize the favorites. And traits, we'll definitely give her green thumb. So let's give her eco-friendly as well. And we'll give her green thumb. Honestly, maybe gatherer. That's also screaming gardening. There's bookworm. We can do bookworm, and maybe let's do computer whiz. That's the closest I can think. Professional author can be her lifetime wish. Right, so now we need to add a teen, and we need to add an infant, and we need to add a dog. And what I might do is we'll play with some genetics, maybe. I'm gonna just do a 1, a 2, and a 3. 3. Come on, game, you got this. 3, and then from here we will just create genetically the 2 kids, and then we'll remove the sim. All right, for teen. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We'll make her over in a second. Let's add the infant. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry, no name. You are getting removed from the household. Thank you for your service. Okay, so we've got Harlow as the last name. This is Cheryl. Now, I don't think the hat's doing it for me. I'm not gonna lie. There's these cute little braided, like, mini buns that I really like. It's a really nice hair. Okay, let's have a little think. Something general. Maybe she's in the garden. The mum is definitely the writer, but she can do stuff in the garden. She might like to have her little patch. Her mum also has a few patches to garden in. I don't love a lot of the teen clothes. This is another that could be like a little denim jacket she's wearing. That's probably the best I'm gonna get. It looks too smart. You know what? It looks too smart. I don't love it. Maybe we'll just go for one of these kind of breezier tops. It's just nice. It's just nice. Looks luxurious enough for me. Okay, I think that's good for every day. Formal, again, there's not the best options. I might go for some kind of top and hopefully skirt option. Like, that looks like a little mini dress, so we'll go with that. We'll give her some little flower shoes as a nod to the gardening, and I will give her, you know what, I'll give her the orchid earrings on this because the necklace will sit weird. Make this kind of look like a matching set. Again, I'm just thinking practically if she's just wearing this in the town, it doesn't stand out as being that I didn't touch it. But also if she was to wear this in the garden, it works. Swimwear, let's go for this orange color again. I quite like her with the orange. And outerwear, maybe we will go for this one. I'm gonna make this a different color though, so it's just a little bit different. We'll give her the same trainers she had before, and I'll give her some glovies, and then she is done. Okay, she has randomized traits. She has whatever favorites she was given, and she has whatever sign she was given, so I think she's done. Now we have our final little baby. Actually, I might make their baby a little boy, just for funsies. We've got little Gonzalo Harlow. That's oh, that rhymes. Now, your eyes are stunning, but you are not wearing that hat the whole time. Okay, every day. Oh, I kind of love this though. The little palm tree shirt. It looks really formal for him, but I think that's cute. But no, I'm gonna go for some dungarees. I love the color swatches of these already. Like, that one's just lovely. Formal, I think we go palm tree top, but I might make it, I don't know, to make it like a darker green color. Like a sage green, but I do kind of love the bright orange shorts, I'm not gonna lie. Give him this little blue number. This means we're gonna have to have a crib and normal beds and toys. Like, we have a lot to buy. Maybe we'll give him this little, oh, this is outerwear, isn't it? And give him this little cute jacket. Now, practically, I'm saying they should have a small dog because we're not gonna have much room on a 20 by 15 for a big dog. What's the name gonna be? Dexter. That's fine. I like the name Dexter. Dexter Harlow. We could give them a little chihuahua. Luxurious chihuahua. Although the silky is lovely. Like a little Yorkshire Terrier kind of one could be a... Should we go for a little Yorkshire Terrier? I don't like the spike collar. Maybe a little... Ooh, a little one with a clover on it. Because they like gardening. It's just really leaning into this. We'll do randomized traits as well. A genius, a hunter, and lazy. You need a high-pitched bark, Dexter. I hate to tell you. Lovely. That is our Harlow family, who we will be moving into our challenge lot. Okay, so we do testing cheats enabled true, and then it should be family funds Harlow, and then 19,265. And now we have 19,265 to build with. What we can do though is we can tick off the owner is a family with a young adult, a teen, an infant, and a dog. We have done that. The budget we have set, so that is fine. Now I am so concerned. Look how tiny this lot is. Okay, well first of all, let's flatten it. That's not the way I'd hoped to flatten it. I'd hoped it would be the other way. What I will do instead, let's level the terrain to this height instead. I'm not feeling that inspired for this, to be honest. Okay. It'll be fine. I'm thinking, why can you not place a wall there? You're already going to start to annoy me. So I think we're going to have a little lead up. The house will be to one side. We'll have maybe, this will be like a gardening patch on the other side. But I do need to be kind of conscious of the monies. So it's going to be a tight squeeze. It's going to be tight family quarters, that's for sure. I also don't build modern houses that often. So thinking we'll keep it simple and hope for the best. What I might have to do is just play with some shapes first. So I might pull this out further so I can put down some pillars, and then we can have... I think we definitely need some overhanging stuff to happen. So I'm kind of thinking what would end up happening is if we have a little... There'll be some kind of balcony situation here. For visual purposes, we'll map it out with the cheapest of everything so I have money to fill in the gaps. I think this could overhang by a couple. I feel like modern house, I just have to work with different boxes to kind of just get what I'm going for. Because if we think about having some kind of like angled roof situation here, just trying to do a visual before I fill in the gaps too much. That could match whatever height that is. I'm really gonna try and make this not look weird. It's probably going to, but I just like to try. I'm thinking we could fill this in. That could have the stairs in, because we're gonna have to deal with a lot of stairs in this house, which is the other concerning thing. I could use... Wait, where are my walls? Oh, there they are. Everything's fine. You can't place stairs on a platform. Can I move objects and place stairs on a platform? Okay, well, we're gonna have to just remove the platform. I thought the platform would just bump the house up a little bit, but it's gonna be a pain. So we're gonna go no platform. But the thing is, this is a problem I didn't think I'd encounter as quick as I have, is the stairs. So we could maybe put stairs there. This balcony is purely a decorative feature, okay? It's not actually useful. And then I'm gonna visually pop this roof back in so I can see how we're doing. And then I need to go another 2 floors up. I'm gonna have to pop some flooring in here real quick. Oh, but then these stairs conflict. Oh no. Because I'd hoped to put the stairs in here like that, but where I currently have the stairs, that's not happening. So we might have to stick with the old spiral stairs, and I'll pop them in the corner, and that fixes the problem just a little bit. Maybe need an archway there or something. Like what? I don't even know what this room's gonna be. We almost need 1 floor per house member. I can make it bigger. I can make it bigger. To be fair, it doesn't really fall back very far, so I could drag it like that. I'm having instant regrets of doing this. Luxury house. I think because I want it to look modern. I'm going for modern, and I'm not I'm not good with modern builds. Here's a thought though. Does the 4th floor have to have walls, or could it just be like a rooftop balcony? Because that changes things. That makes me hate this less. I think that counts. It would be fenced in, or it would be a half wall. So that would be the 4th floor. So I think that's maybe the best solution. You know what? I just moved this over to start shuffling everything, and I wonder if that could be something instead. Maybe if we make this a lot shallower than I thought we should. And I'm gonna have it a lot more offset than initially planned, maybe? Excuse all of this. There's so much nonsense happening on this lot right now. I don't love it. I really don't love it. I think we're just gonna have to go for flat roof all the way, which is gonna look ugly for now, but I think it's gonna be the best solution, really. I need to get my pennies back. We're gonna kind of semi-start again, I think. It's something special at the minute, that's for sure. I could maybe keep one of these as a visual. I don't want to, but I think it would look weird if there wasn't anything there. I think half walls makes the most sense, but that is going to be very expensive. But let's just see, shall we? The back is, I'm really not loving the back, I will say. So that's 750. We only have 6,000 left for furnishing, which we need to buy a computer, and I do not think we are going to afford that. We can see. I might have to do some shrinking. We could remove that, but I think that makes it look even weirder, to be honest, in my professional opinion. I think it makes it look real bizarre. Let me see it. Can we actually fit all the stairs we even need in here? Because I don't think we're going to. Although I think if you're living in a house like this, you might have to expect you're going to have to use a ladder. I would have rathered it be stairs. Like, if we're talking luxurious, to me that screams stairs. But I mean, it's kind of a tiny house vibe, so we're gonna have to really cram some stuff in. I really dislike the back. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's these. Okay, I'm gonna try something completely different, which I might get sad about, and it might I might miss what I just built. But I'm thinking it's just, something's not right. And I think I was trying to work with what I'd done first, and if actually I delete everything, we might be better off. I think what I would rather do is work longer ways. Maybe have that is where the door would be. Each floor's about 1,800, but I can shrink these. I am wondering, as much as I thought this would look terrible, and it does currently. I'm not saying it looks good, but I'm wondering if I just kind of carve into the build to try and make it look nicer and longer. And we could just have the doors here. I think windows are going to play quite a big part in it, to be honest. That keeps the shape a little plain, but maybe that's better if we're going for modern. And the back's a little bit boring, but we have a similar kind of amount than what we had, and it's a lot less confusing, the layout, I think, at the minute. And then if we imagine there is wood up here, then we could just fill in these parts with black. Add some windows, although we only have 4,000 to furnish it with, which is not, it's absolutely not enough. So we might have to shrink this a little bit. Or we have to remove some of these walls. Which I feared would happen, but when it's 56 a wall, it's, you really need all the money you can get. We can hack into this. I think this might be a better starting point, but like I'm looking over the road and I'm kind of jealous of all the houses that aren't 4 stories high. So I don't love it right now, but I fear we can make this something okay. So we're obviously going to need a bed for each of them. I'm not going to be able to go for the nicest, but I'm going to make it look as luxurious as possible. I do have some of these CC beds, so maybe that's cheating a little bit, but It's just how I play. We definitely need a crib as well. So let me make sure we have... Oh, we can have a toddler bed instead of a crib. That's the basics of that. I think what's going to make this feel luxurious is not having to deal with the worst oven in existence. I have some countertop options. But that's really the best looking one. It's 300 more than the individual. And that's... Our money's so tight. I think I've made this too big. If we cut this by maybe a 2x4 rectangle on each floor. It is a pain to shuffle a build, so you've got to be clued on as you're building if you're going to want to change stuff. That's given us an extra 1,000, I'd say, which is a win in my book. We can change the roof in a minute. And actually, I'm wondering if we even make this into a little roof as well. We still need to buy all of our stairs. Maybe I should just terrain around the house so they can get up the stairs. Now, I don't know if there's a way we can stack the stairs. There is. Okay, that's what I was hoping for, but what we basically had to do is you put the one on top there first. But I'm thinking we'll still go for a ladder up to the balcony. I think that can be... We can avoid stairs for that one, I think. Now, these windows are the cheapest kind of generic looking windows. So I think we can roll with that. And actually, I don't mind keeping maybe keeping that lighter contrast on the inside because it does make it look somewhat interesting. I think I just have to use these everywhere. Well, maybe go no, as much as I hate to say it, no window in the bathroom, I don't think. I mean, the other annoying thing is that this whole section has no purpose whatsoever. It's not long enough to house the stairs, and if I make it long enough to house the stairs, it ends up too expensive. Now, there are some free wallpapers, but they are all this paneling, which is not... It's not really the vibe, so I think we'll just have to go with any that are 4. Although, let's have a little play real quick, because I wonder if I can make this work for it, and it could be some kind of modern wood paneling sort of situation. We might be able to get this paneling working. Maybe have it on the inner wall. Could maybe have it on this. It might look too barny though. And it would be better paying for walls. Sometimes it's just better to pay for walls. This is 5, but it does have kind of... It's got the right texture to it. We can obviously create a style, which is a dream. It does make a difference because we could get some... just like a texture. Make that a kind of grey colour and fill in the rest. It's gonna cost us a lot more, but I can maybe delete some and add some more wood in. I think it's not the worst. I think you see what I'm going for, and if we can change it after I furnished it, then I will. But we're not gonna have much money at all. Now, I could save a lot more money probably on the front door. I did just put that in just for my own enjoyment. I do love that door, but that is how much? 498. To save space, we could go for a door on the side of the house. That does mean I'd want to buy more windows, but I wonder if I could put some kind of plantage here. We want a garden still. We still need a computer, actually. So let's make sure we have that at the ready. And we only have 1690 to do the rest of the house. It's not happening. I'm telling you right now, that's not happening. So... save even more money. Let's make this tiny. Let's get some money back from the balcony. Actually, we won't even need this because the roof will give us a wall. Not very safe when you have a toddler, but the toddler can't climb a ladder, so it doesn't matter, does it? It's a tiny balcony, but it has a back wall to it. And we now all of a sudden have 2266. Let's pop her bed. We'll pop her bed on this floor, I think. Oh no. There's really no room for anything. Because there's no way of this working unless it was there. Which is just weird. I mean, it is only one young adult, so I guess needs must, and she might just have to have a bed shoved in the corner. And yeah, for the teens room, I think we're gonna go for a single bed. As much as I wanted to give her a double, it's just not, I don't think it's gonna happen. And we'll have some kind of teeny tiny kitchen. We need to buy another door, but I think we'll just have to buy a simple door for that one. I think I'm gonna have to remove this. And maybe instead we could add just a roof piece that goes obnoxiously high. I don't think we can pull this high enough, can we? That's as high as I could pull it. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the worst thing I've done in a build, so we might just have to go with it. Use the free paint. Free paint on the roof part, and we'll have to just fill in the gap, but we save on walls. Okay, so now we need to do some other basics. Now, I did want them to have a luxurious kind of oven. I don't think we can do that. We're just gonna have to go with cheaper. I could make that look like a modern oven. We'll just have to go cheapest oven, possibly cheapest fridge, which again, they don't look, you know, they don't look worn down or anything, but it's just, I would have preferred to have some nicer appliances in this place. The window does cause us a slight dilemma though. It's a bit of a weird setup. And then you walk straight into a fridge. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll go with it for now. Let's get the basics for the bathroom. We don't need a potty, so I'm gonna say we're not having one. Okay, this kid is not gonna learn how to be potty trained. It's not happening. This shower that is it's a CC shower that doesn't have a screen, but the screen comes separately. I'm curious how much that is. Okay, it's 60 for the screen, so actually that's not a bad idea. Could we have just used the screen as walls? Would that have saved us in this build? Oh, we do need a pet bowl as well. Definitely pet bowl. We need to paint the inside. I'm thinking what we could do in a little cheats way is repeat some of the paneling on the inner. Again, to me it looks quite barn. It's giving barn, but if we can save just a little bit, that's good for me. Now here's the thing, the pool wallpaper's only 3, but I could just drop this onto here. So let's do that, shall we? Let's just fill the other bedrooms with this, and then we will tweak that. Flooring, I think we can just stick with the freebie flooring. I don't know that we can. Of course we can. Why wouldn't we be able to? I'm thinking we go like a really dark wood floor for quite the contrast. Then actually we can gain ourselves $6 there and $6 here by just putting them on the outside, because you won't really notice. Now the question is kitchen cabinets. So I don't like the idea of having the kitchen as you enter into the house. Like, you walk in and you see a fridge, to me, is not the vibe. I'm also wondering what counter we can really use. 170 is the cheapest, which is this one. I have a CC one, which is that one. I don't think they differ that much to warrant spending an extra, what's that, 50 basically per counter. If we can be picky, we will, but right now I'm thinking we're gonna have to stick to a pretty tight budget. I'm wondering if a wood countertop would be too much. But we can try it and see. It's not too bad. Now, I also am not one to have a black oven, but I wonder if it would just hide the fact that it's so old looking. Maybe it would help if we make these be some other kinds of metal and stuff. Like we could make this just full chrome effect. Maybe that would help our case a little bit. I'm not 100% if they can use that part of the kitchen, but I would like to think so. And as much as I would love to give us a nicer looking sink, we're gonna have to just go with the round one, I think. How much is that one? $290 versus $150. Part of me thinks we can go with that one. That is a kitchen sink, you know? I might tuck it in this corner, but that is a kitchen sink. The mailbox looks gross, but we'll hide it around the corner because I can't replace it right now. But yeah, I don't think there'll definitely be some like planters which will be useful out the front here and stuff. I'm gonna make that be like a little patio there though. Oh my gosh, wait, where's this from? I could give them this bed for free. Okay, so let's go back inside. Now I've fiddled with that. Let's go back in. I'm trying to think the best on money, but I don't want to use the same exact thing in every room. There's a few different tiles that could be fine for the bathroom. I'm not even like you need tiles fully in a bathroom. If you just have them around your shower and stuff, that makes sense to me. I do need to get a light though. I can't see a thing in here. The fact that this light's cheaper than the spotlight is kind of crazy to me. And honestly, this wicker one is also cheaper. That's a lot of light for such a tiny bathroom though. Wow. Could maybe go for that one in here. It's maybe like a little bit strange, but I've seen weirder. I wonder about going for like a really dark navy. Gonna make that a little bit less obnoxious. And then we could have, honestly for ease, I just want to keep doing this wall texture because it's nice and I don't have to think about it. Think about making it look any nicer. We can't really change too much that's in here currently. We do need a bathroom sink, which unfortunately will probably have to just be this one, which doesn't look that great. But if we make it some kind of nice stone, because then it looks more like a feature sink than a cheap sink. Again, that is the dream of having creator style in this. I know the Sims 4ers will be struggling, probably more so because they do not have this. Really dark mirror. I'm gonna make this a really dark shower screen as well. And that's the basics of the bathroom done. We're doing okay. You know what? We have 1273. I don't think she's going to get a better computer. She will get a better desk though, I hope. Now, I cannot use rugs as they are afraid of rugs, but that's fine because I don't really like creating rugs in Sims 3. I need more basic rugs because I don't like dealing with the patterns on that. And honestly, this place is small enough. I don't think rugs are a big deal for us. We do want a sofa. There's a kind of a cheats way. There's this one that's only 375. Which is lovely. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of luxurious. It's maybe not the most luxurious. If anything, I'd say this one gives luxury a bit more. It's maybe closer to the vibe of this place. Oh, I do have this. That kind of is a good time, I think. I do quite like the green, but I do want to change these cushions to something else. As nice as it would be to also have like a nice big coffee table. Again, we're working in quite like just quite a long space. So one would work, but it would kind of just, I feel like it would interfere. So if anything, I just want like a little, I don't really have any little round ones though. And like this is a toddler table, but I'm like, that could just be a little side table that gets used. And then maybe we'll put some kind of secondary chair. Maybe just slightly tucked under the stairs if we could. I definitely want to put more plants and stuff inside. So we will need to do some decorative things. But for right now, I'd like to make sure all the other rooms are kind of nice enough, you know? And what I might do for this bedroom is actually go for quite a rich color up here, I think. This bed being here is, it's really upsetting me, to be honest. But I don't have a choice. It really, otherwise it would have to go at this end. And we just switch it with the toddler bed. It's really quite makeshift. It's cheap. This is a starter home. So I think considering that we're not doing too badly. It really was a tight budget. I do like that green. Do I think I have enough to just block in that wall? I think that's what's throwing me off, is if I could block this in and at least make that solid. It's not ideal with the window again, but I hate it a little bit less, just a teeny bit less than I did. I hate this bed. I'm just really struggling with this bed right now. Maybe we make it just a really dark grey. That works. That's better than the colors I was doing. I was not liking those colors I was choosing at all. What we can probably do, which I've done before instead of a bedside table, I do have, again, some kind of like quite dinky ones, or even like some wall shelves like that. But what I've done before, so that's 200 for a shelf. If you move objects and then you pull a shelf down, you can kind of, you know, line it up as a tile with the bed. So it's kind of like a built-in. It costs a hell of a lot more because this one, for example, is only like 40, 45. So it costs a lot, but it does look nice. It looks very sleek. But alas, it's too expensive for me. I am going to go for this. Again, I'm sorry it's a CC one. It's the only way I'm getting through this challenge. We will make this be wood though as well. Right, we haven't bought the computer yet. And we're at exactly 1111. So I need to buy that. Let's move the pet bowl in here though as well. I mean, ideally I was gonna have a different room for writing all together. But maybe it makes sense to put our toddler up with our teen. I can't imagine she's that pleased about that idea. But toddler with the teen. Oh, we should fence in the stairs too. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna have the toddler falling down the stairs. It Sims, it doesn't happen, but visually it looks like they should. Let's get the cheapest desk that isn't the tiny, tiny one, I think, because I don't love it. But that's okay, and we can get just a dining chair that doesn't look too bad. Maybe this one will work, and then we can grab the 800 computer. We're left with 147 right now, but I feel like we can find some ways, I believe. That looks like a matching desk set. I think that's kind of nice. See, part of me wishes we could pull the wall in even more, but I think that's pushing it. Because we can't move the stairs any further back. We are kind of stuck with this as is right now. Now, the question is, what kind of bedding do I want to do in her room? I wonder about doing... I don't want to go for the exact same as downstairs or anything, so I think we could do like more of a green kind of bedding up here for her. Again, I'd like a bedside table, but we're starting to run out of options. Again, this one's not too bad. I could probably make this one look a bit better if we make the metal be wood. We can kind of flip the vibes pretty quick. There's gotta be a way I can shrink this room even more. Not to be mean, but I need to shrink the room even more. Otherwise I have to like remove a counter or I remove a mirror. I mean, you don't need a mirror. That would get us 43, which isn't really anything anyway. We could remove the kitchen sink. They could just use the bathroom if it's a starter home. That would get us 247, which would probably go a really long way. Yeah, I think, okay, I've changed the color of them. I have decided to remove the kitchen sink because let's be real, they'll probably use the other one half the time anyway. We all know what the Sims do. Although realistically, we don't need too much more. It would probably just be nice to add a few different bits and pieces in, just a couple of decorative things to make it feel, you know, like a home, because it doesn't really feel like that right now. I mean, I know she is a teen and she's sharing the room with the toddler, which isn't the best, I know, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll do this kind of That's kind of like a teen little pinboard. It fills up a lot of space, which is quite good. Now, actually, what we do need, which I almost forgot, you guys didn't think I had a Baby Yoda. Well, let me tell you, I do indeed have a Baby Yoda, and we can tick off, can tick off that box, and this actually functions as a teddy bear. Just by the way. So that means we must have their Baby Yoda is done. Actually, we can definitely say has 4 floors. Has 4 floors and we're on the right lot. There are a couple of other little toys we could just pop down so it looks quite nice. We do need to do the garden as well. I do want there to be quite nice plants and stuff, but we can get a lot of homegrown stuff with Buy Debug, which is great. Are there any? I don't think there's any good pictures in here. You do have to still pay for... There's an award ribbon. What's it for? Couldn't tell you, but it works. There are also some other like artifacts we could take. Wait, that's free? Oh, it's just a reward item, but if that's free, we could give her a mirror as well. That adds to the teen room. This is where we are just filling. We are just Buy Debug filling right now. This is a fashion design portfolio, but it looks like a desk item, so I think that could be a move. See, there are nice mailboxes, but it won't let me delete my current one, and it's really upsetting me. Because I'd really like to. Concrete plant could be quite useful on the back of the house, so I'll put that there so I don't forget. See, there are some other toys, but they start to cost money. Oh, I've got one of these thingies. They could go on the desk. It's $5, but it's something. Okay, that's kind of it, except for tomb objects, which also is not the vibe. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want any of these things in this house. Right, could we get, though... I think plants start getting pretty expensive, though. Although we could put... Again, I should really put railings up, but I don't think I can do that. I don't have the money to put railings up, so I think they're just gonna have to deal with that, to be honest. And I'm gonna put one of these up here. What's the cheapest standing one? This one's cheaper. This one will do. Put that there. Still 40, so it's a bit more than I'd like, but it's fine. We do have this wall plant, which we could pop there just to add some greenery in. We won't get to add in too much, but I'll take anything, honestly. Like this hanging one maybe above the window there. Or we could pop a hanging one above the desk. Maybe give her that one. We have 64 simoleons. We're getting there. You know what? I am actually so pleased with how we've managed to have this turn out. Good news for us is if we go into Buy Debug and we go into garden plants and seed spawners, you can get all the auto soil stuff for free, which is great. So we don't have to go through and plant it. Like, we've got kelp here. I could just use kelp as a decorative thing if I wanted to. But, yes, that does mean I can just terrain paint. We can put some actual growable plants on. And then we've done it, which is kind of crazy. 6 of them like that, and maybe we could pop some kind of flooring in between. I don't love that. Maybe some gravel. Honestly, maybe nothing. Well, were there any kind of... The shrubs I like are quite expensive, but... The thing is, hydrangeas are really cheap. And I still don't understand why they are so cheap, but they are cheap, which is very useful for me. Because for decorative reasons, it means I could put these here instead. And then fill in some of the gaps with some white hydrangeas. What's the cheapest tree? This dead looking one. We can't afford any trees. It was bound to happen. I did kind of splurge on a couple of bits in there maybe. What might be some nice ones to have? Some lavender. Oh, and they come already like bushy like this, which is nice. So actually what we could do is also just do... The lavender doesn't look like actual lavender, but we could have them also dotted in there for some of the plants. Oh, see, that one's an interesting kind of shape that we could put along here. It looks kind of repetitive, but they did plant these themselves. They just moved in, so we can probably get... We can We could have a plum tree. We could have some grapes. A few of them on there. It would be nice maybe if they weren't all grown, but we just can't be choosers now. I don't think I want to. Oh, the wolfsbane looks really nice. I've got some grapes and I've got some red valerian, which looks really nice. And that's kind of it done. We do have 54 bucks to go with, which I maybe want to add some outside lighting. Can I just put, here's a question. Can I just put these on the floor? Why would I not just do this instead? Wait, you can hang oh my God, because these have grow spots. You can put the darned lamp in the plant. I didn't know that. Well, that's a fun time. Well, I can only afford one of them. Actually, that's more expensive than an outside light. So let's not. Let's go no outside light. Instead, maybe like another picture or something random I could get. We could get toilet roll. That's only 2. We probably should. That would make the bathroom feel a bit more normal, I guess. Outdoor activities, nothing much. Lawn ornaments, nothing much. Can't do anything outdoor seating. These are only 5. And I wonder about just putting some of these around, more to just kind of symbolize where kind of edging of the garden is, maybe. Like, does that make it look a little bit more normal, maybe? I don't mind it, to be honest. We could also put another hydrangea. That's too many hydrangeas. That is so many hydrangeas. I don't even know about having the ones over here, to be honest, but I actually wonder about, does this look better or worse? I almost think it's better so it's not as randomly just here, you know? That makes sense to have a kind of walkway, I think. Let's leave that in there too. There we go. That just like makes it feel more like a kind of, I don't know, just a specific space rather than it just being plonked on the grass. So there we go. That's my 19,800 simoleon 4-story house for 3 Sims and a dog. Okay, so this is the living room. I changed the wall color a little bit and I did change the stairs to actually be black as well. I don't know if that's better or worse, but for like the upstairs, it does work a bit better. Obviously we don't have a dining space or a breakfast bar. I wish I could have fit one in, but just budget was not allowing it. So hopefully at some point you could have, you know, a table and chairs outside or something. That would work quite nicely. And then we've got our cheapest chips bathroom, which honestly, if I didn't have the CC shower, I probably would have had to sell some of the decorative stuff to afford a base game shower. I do believe this works out cheaper than the base game shower. And then we have our lady Charla's bedroom, her desk where she can do her writing. So you got her bed, she has a rust color theme going on. And then we have the kids space with the baby Yoda. I had to find a CC version. I had to follow the challenge. We do have this random space here in this one. I did block that up in Charla's bedroom, but I only have $7 to my name, so I could not get anything else out of this. We do have our teens bed. We have a mirror. It's pretty bland up here. We also don't have railings around the stairs. I know, but it's Sims. They can't fall down it. Ideally, I would have put glass around it or a half wall, but again, budget, I just couldn't. And then upstairs, we have got just a very basic rooftop kind of balcony. I'm counting this as the 4th floor because you have to go up 4 floors to get there. I count this as being the 4th floor. And thank goodness for roofs costing nothing because all these walls were free. I honestly probably could have worked out a way of making this roof kind of create an entire room, but I wasn't gonna try and struggle with that. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. That was a tricky challenge. Having that little money and trying to squeeze out every ounce of it was a struggle, but it was a struggle that I loved. They are afraid of rugs, not a problem. We didn't even do any rugs whatsoever. They love gardening and writing, definitely gardening, and she wants to be an author. She has a computer so she can write away to her heart's content. Optionally, we couldn't do the shell thing because I don't have access to the gallery, and I think build a luxurious home, I mean, I guess you have to be the judge, but I think we did it. Thank you very much, James, for having these tools on your website. It means for some fun building times when I need some new families in my town. There's no doubt I will do more of these. And it goes to show, if you don't have Sims 4, you can still utilize them in a different game. It does work. I will make sure to link James's website as well below, so if you want to go and see all the tools that he has available, you can do so. Otherwise though, I hope you enjoyed seeing me struggle with this build. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye.